This video will review how to create online registration events on ClubHouse Online. If you haven't already, go ahead and watch how to create web or information-only events. That video has gone through how to configure the general information and pricing of events. Once you've entered the General Information tab, navigate to the Registration and Pricing tab to set the online registration part. Select the registration and pricing if you'd like to display pricing information, and allow members to register for the event, or select registration only if you want to create an online registration event without any pricing info. When creating an online registration event, you will need to choose which registration type you'd like to create. There are 3 registration types available: Quick, Detailed, and Hybrid. Quick registration type is the simplest way to configure and allow members to register for an event. With this registration type, members can add a head count of members and guests if allowed who will attend the event. Selecting this type of registration will allow you as administrators to easily determine how many people will be attending an event without requiring the name of each individual registrant. Detailed registration type requires the full name of every registrant who will be attending in the event. These registrants include both members and guests if allowed. Hybrid registration is a combination of both quick and detailed registration types. This registration type will allow your members to add registrants for both the named and unnamed types for both members and guests. For demonstration purposes, we'll do a hybrid registration type as it includes both quick and detailed registration types. The next thing you'll need to set up is the registration window, or the start and end time for the event registration. The registration start time must be at least 24 hours prior to the start of the event, and the registration end time must be no later than the start time of the event. Under the capacity section, select the total number of registrants the event will allow by setting the event attendance limit. By default, it is set to unlimited, but we would recommend you to put the limit. It is useful if you have a limit for the fire and safety perspective for the venue. The booking attendance limit is the maximum numbers of registrants allowed per booking, and the minimum booking attendance limit is to set the minimum number of registrants required for the booking. Next, we have the questions section. There are 2 question tabs available: booking questions and individual questions. Booking questions are asked once during the entire booking. To add a new question, select the Add Question button. Fill the question field with the question you'd like to ask. Optionally, select the required checkbox to require members to answer the question prior to completing the registration. The default question type is a simple question which allows members to type in their answers. You can also switch the simple question to multiple choice using the type dropdown. Once multiple choice is selected, the option field will appear for you to enter the options for members to choose from. Enter the option in the field and select the Add Option button to add another option, and select the X icon beside the option to remove the option if needed. If you'd like to remove the question completely, select the X icon beside the question header. Then we have the individual questions, which are asked of every named registrant on a booking. Note that this is not available if you're creating a quick registration type. Follow the same steps as the booking questions to add, edit, or remove the question. The next thing you have to set is the Registrant Category for the event. Note that the Registrant Categories needs to be created first in the Registrant Category tab before creating a registration event. This is always required when you're creating an online registration event. You will have the option of selecting either the Age Applied category or a Member Selected category. Then select the applicable categories from the drop-down. You can select multiple categories if applicable. Note that whatever order you select them is the order they will appear in the drop-down. By default, your first selected category will automatically be marked as a default. In order to change that, you can select Set on the category you'd like to set as a default. If you'd like to remove a category, select the X icon beside it. There are a few optional fields below that. First is the View Other Attendees. Select this option if you'd like your members to see who else has registered for the event. Select the Allow Waitlist field to enable members to register for the waitlist if the event is full. If you're allowing a waitlist, you can also display the waiting list registrants under the View Others Attending section in the event details by selecting the View Waiting List field. Note that in order to use this feature, it needs to be enabled by selecting the Show Waiting List field in the Event Management configuration screen. Select the Allow Guest option to enable the guest option when members register for the event. And select a cancellation policy from the drop-down if applicable. Once you've selected the cancellation policy, it will give you the preview of the policy. Lastly, we'll take a look into the notification. We recommend you always have the Notify Member field selected because this means members will receive an email notification anytime members create, update, or cancel a booking. Select the Notify Club field if you'd like to notify someone at the club every time a member creates a booking update. Set the email address in the field if applicable. However, we'd recommend having this field unchecked as it will result in lots of emails for you. You can always find that information in the registration report, and you can always come back into your event maybe a week before the registration closes and enable this option to start getting those last-minute registration emails. At the very bottom, we have the sender's email field. When you set your configuration, you set up a default email address that all your events will come from, but you can override here for special events. Enter the email address, and all confirmation emails will come from this email address. Then scroll up to the very top to navigate to the Email Notification tab. Select the Email Preview button to view the sample email of what your members will be receiving when they get their email notifications. At the very top, there is the logo, and at the very bottom, there is some contact information. Note that the logo and contact information will only be there if they were inputted in the configuration. If nothing was inputted in the header and footer, then the logo and the contact details will not be there. The default header and footer are also set up during your configuration. However, in special cases, you can override them here. Select the Use Custom Header Banner or Use Custom Footer Banner field. Select the white box and it will open the content editor. Once you've made your changes, select Close to save. After you've entered all information and are ready to publish the event, select the Save and Publish button. Note that if you select Save and Publish, it is going to make this event visible on your calendar. If you're not ready to publish it yet to your calendar, select Save. Now that the event has been saved and published, you should find it in the Manage Events tab. If you navigate to the live calendar and refresh the page, then your event should appear. As an administrator, you will see the event that is saved but not published on a live calendar. However, you will need to publish the event to allow members to see it on their end. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more how-to videos, and don't forget to subscribe.